Hi, everybody. Before the show starts, I just wanted to let you know you've only got a week left to go kickstart Reaver. It's a very, very cool new game from Joe Salvador of Raven God Games. I got a chance to play recently. Joe has some other really great products he's done before. He's sort of a known uh, provider of quality content, so it's a very low risk for you to back the game, and it is a lot of fun game. It's really done to capture sort of the sword and sorcery style of sort of semi-heroic fiction that you would find in Conan or other works of Robert Howard. A lot of fun. You can find some live play on the GMologist YouTube channel, along with some interviews with Joe and Carl Rodriguez. You can also check out our most recent episode of Cerebrivore, where we talk about kind of the legacy of Conan and Robert Howard in role playing, but we do spend quite a bit of time talking about Reaver towards the end of the episode, including some comments from Joe Salvador himself. So I'll put links to all that. So yeah, check that out. And really, I was excited to back, and I'm not just saying this because I know Joe. I was really excited to back Reaver. It's going to be a great game. You can get the quick start rules already on Drive Through RPG, but the full game is coming. So back it with confidence. You'll really enjoy it. Go check it out, then come back and listen to this episode. Hi, I'm BJ, and this is the Arcane Alienist Podcast. Hey, everybody, welcome back. I've got some more Mörk, Borg live. Well, I guess it's not live. I've already recorded it. Solo play. But I got a call here. It's actually a call that came in a while back, and I think I forgot to respond to it. And I do apologize to Carl Rodriguez for that. This is a call from him. So let's listen to this call, and then we'll get on with the rest of the show.
Hey, BJ, Carl here. I did enjoy your character creation segment, episode for Mörk Borg. I've bounced off of it in the past. I've played it. I think we're doing a panel tomorrow morning as I leave this message. But when you kind of made your character, it made me interested in the game again. I don't mind the narrative. It's pretty good. So keep them going. I would like to do something like that for my games. And I don't know, I don't have the patience for it. And I've asked my players, but, like MW says, it's usually the GM has to do all that type of stuff. But hey, you're the GM and the player in this, so can't wait to hear more. Like I said, I've only listened to the character creation one, but maybe on to the actual play. All right, bye.
Thanks, Carl, for the call. Sorry it's taken me a while to respond to this one. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope you've listened in to the live play we've done so far. A little more coming up here in just a minute. But I appreciate it. And if that's giving you any ideas for how you might approach it yourself, great. I know as I'm putting this episode together, even though I recorded the solo play segment a while back, I just wrapped up a game with my son and his friends, and I found the sort of rolling dice to see what happened came a little more natural this time. They did a little bit of a road trip to the next sort of home base for the next part of their campaign. And so we just, rolled random encounters, and I just went around the table and had them rolling, and it felt very natural, even though I'd never done it with them before. I think I was kind of primed by the way I was rolling, literally to procedurally generate the dungeon with the solo play here. It kind of transferred over into that. So, but again, thanks for the call, and everybody be sure and check out Carl. He has his own podcast. You can the GMologist Presents that you can find on Spotify, but you can also find it on YouTube. He's transitioned to YouTube quite a while back. I've sort of put my stuff up on YouTube, and you can also find lots of places where we collaborate on one another's projects for streaming actual plays on YouTube, and calling in and appearing on one another's podcasts. So I'll put a link in the episode description for this episode. All right. Well, now we're up to our third segment of actual solo play with Mörk Borg using the Solitary Defilement supplemental rules. So here we go. Hope you're still with me as I go through these Mörk Borg actual plays. Last time we encountered some goblins at the opening of the entrance to the maze and dealt with them with a little bit of diplomacy and role playing. And now we're getting into the first room of the maze. So let's see what happens. And as usual, what I'll do here, I'll play my live playthrough as I'm going through using the procedures, and then we'll switch to a narration from the character's perspective. So I hope you enjoy it. Again, as before, there's with Mörk Borg, there's some dark themes here of death and end of life and hopelessness and things like that. So fair warning. I'm just going to let the segments play, and then the show will end. So as always, I hope you enjoy it. Wherever you are out there, take care of yourself and try to make someone happy today. Okay, so let's see what room I hit. All right, so for a dungeon crawling move, it's the DR is 2d20 plus the number of special rooms discovered. I have not discovered any special rooms, so it's just a straight up roll here. The dungeon DR is 6. So I got a 15 and a 4, which translates into a 19 and an 8. And the dungeon DR is 6, so that is a strong success. So I get my first special room right off the bat. So I'll roll a d4 and see which one I got. That is a 3. So I check off room number 3. And I guess if I re-roll a 3 later, then we just if I roll a 3 later again, I'll re-roll to pick a different room. An arrow is stuck in the door. This is where we have a drunken scum fooling around with bottled plague. So I guess the question is, does Eldar know what this is? And does that even matter? So he is a survivor of the plague. Would he know when someone's got a bottle of a plague-inducing agent? Let's just leave that up to chance, okay? So I'm going to roll my omen. A 20 and a 14. Yeah, so he knows what this guy has in his hands. I don't think Eldar wants to fool around here. He's just going to attempt to take this guy out. So scum are pretty dangerous. So they're thieves or backstabbers. And I think Eldar does not have a lot of hit points. He's not a warrior. He just wants to get this over with. So let's see how the scum reacts, first of all, to somebody walking in past the goblins without maybe him expecting it. He's got a 6 on his reaction. He is angered, but he is drunk. So maybe it'll be a little bit harder to maybe a little bit easier to take out, but I don't think we're taking any chances. So this is initiative. The way combat works in Mörk Borg is you just roll a d6. 1 to 3, the enemies go first. 4 to 6, the player characters begin. And I rolled a 3. All right, well, this is also the kind of thing where players roll all the die. So basically, instead of the scum making an attack roll, I will make a defense roll to see if he hits me. Also, the description says at the start of battle, the PC with the highest presence makes a DR14 test. At the start of the battle, failure means that a random party member is automatically hit with a cowardly backstab. Maybe the benefit of him being drunk and pre-engaged when I stepped into the room is that he kind of can't really ambush me. I think that's the point, is these guys are like scum, or kind of the people who stab people in the back alleys and ambush and pickpocket people. So, but he does get to make an attack, which means I just need to defend. That is normally a DR12 agility test, but he is drunk, so we'll lower that to a 10. My agility is +0. Okay, we are just rolling one die here. Oh, I rolled a 5. Okay, knife, D4 damage. Hopefully he doesn't take all my hit points. Okay, he rolled a 4. So 0 hit points. You are broken. At negative hit points, you are dead. So I am broken. So when you fall broken, you roll a D4 to see what happens. And 2. Roll D6. 1 to 5, you're broken, or you get a broken or severed limb. 6 is a lost eye. You can't act for D4 rounds. Then become active with D4 hit points. And I roll a 2. So I've somehow broken a limb. Ouch. I can't act for D4 rounds, and then I become active with D4 hit points. So I'll come back with 1 hit point. Oh, wait a minute. I'll come back in 1 round. Okay. Can't act for D4 rounds, then become active with D4 hit points. So I rolled a 1 on that first D4, and I come back with 3 hit points. Now, the other challenge is with the Scum's knife attack, it's poisoned. So I also have to make a toughness, DR10 toughness, or become infected. So let's see what happens here. I got an 18 and a 15, so I'm not going to become infected. Now, the question is, what does this guy do? He's drunk. He just knocked me down. He's stabbed me and knocked me over. I think if he assumes I'm dead, he might just go. He might go back to just fiddling with the bottle that he was already. You know what? Hold on a second. Let's back up. I could have spent an omen. You can spend an omen to do one of the following: deal maximum damage with an attack, reroll a die, yours or someone else's, lower damage dealt to you by D6, neutralize a crit or a fumble, or lower 1 test DR by 4. I'm going to spend one of my omens here to try to lower the damage and see if that was significant enough. He did 4 points. If I can just negate enough of that damage to not have fallen down injured. And I roll a 6. Yes. So I negate all that damage. So there we go. So that means I don't get stabbed, or at least it doesn't do any significant damage. So I am up, and I've just lost one omen for the day. And it's my turn, and I am going to hit him with one of my powers. This Daemon of Capillaries. So that is I believe, a presence check. Okay, presence DR12. I've got a +1 on my presence. And I rolled a 15 plus 1 is 16. So this power goes off. So he's going to sever this for D6 rounds. Let me roll how many rounds. For 1 round. And he's going to lose D4 hit points per round. But I rolled a 4, so he loses 4 hit points. I believe that means he's got 3 left. But, oh, my dog. Come on. My dog's name is Erm. Come on, Erm. 8. No, he doesn't attack. So that's 1 round. And I've used up one of my spells for the day. But we will roll initiative again and see. Maybe I'll come out on top this time. I do. It's a 6. I get to go. I am going to try to hit him with my femur club. That is 11 plus nope. Can my dog get him? Oh, my dog latches on. 16 hits. And he does, what does his bite do? Small but vicious dog. D4. Let's roll well, buddy. He's only got 3 hit points left. 2. Okay, well, we're going to have to, so the dog bites him. I'm going to have to try to evade another hit from this guy. He's drunk. You know what? Let's do a morale check. Maybe he's had enough. 3, 4, 5. You got to roll over their morale. I think his morale is an 8. Nope. Okay. But so what does he do here? He attacks me, or I got to defend against him. It's D12 agility. And I roll an 18. He misses. Okay, we're back to initiative. It is a 1. He gets to go again. I hope he misses me. I roll a 15. He misses me. I roll a 19 to hit him with my femur club. 4 points. That's enough to send him in the negative, although I think you don't do negatives for NPCs. And he is down. All right, so I'm going to take that knife for certain. Okay. Corpse plundering, D66. Table here. I get a 43. Oh, a bond. Bond, B-O-N-D. A local potentate owes the holder a sizable amount. So I guess it's like a bearer bond. Nice. I guess I'll have to cash that in, assuming I survive. And let's see. Let's roll a. It's called a. I keep calling it a luck roll, but it's actually called in this as a general adventuring move. But that is where you, and I've lost 1 omen, but I'm going to see if that bottle of plague shattered in the fight or if it's still intact. So I got a +1 to this. A 20 and a 4. So I think that means it didn't shatter. But that's not a, you know what I'm going to say what that means? I was thinking I would keep it for some later use. I'm going to say it didn't really shatter, but it cracked the vial enough that it's probably not worth carting around and risking. I don't know if I would be immune to the plague because I've survived it, or particularly because I was magically healed. But why risk it? All right, so let's see. Let's figure out. So we need to fill in some details of this room. When I came in, there were technically no special rooms uncovered. So I rolled a 4. That means there are 3 exits to this room. It is. Then there's some tables in here I'm rolling on. I'm going to roll for a general adjective to describe the room. It's an 8. Deceptive. That's interesting. And room type. That is a D12. 1. That's some sort of crypt, grave, or avatar. So here's this crypt. I'm going to pull in another supplement. This is actually Dark Fort. This was the game Borg evolved from. But Borg evolved from a solo dungeon crawler, and they included it in. Can't remember if it was I think it was a Heretic, which is a supplement for where they combined a lot of other articles people had submitted and published them in a supplement. It was either that one or Ferratory, but it does have it at a table to randomly decide the room shape. So I'm going to incorporate that here just to see what does this room shape like. So it's a 2d6 with a result of 11. It is a triangular room. So this is somehow a deceptive triangular room that is a crypt. And we had an arrow stuck in one of the doors, and this drunken scum, who is one of the members of the Thieves Guild, fooling around with a bottle of plague. Maybe he's just trying to end it all. Maybe he thought it was a cure. I don't know. The story, I think, will emerge. So let me sketch this real quickly. So we came in here and we've got a triangular room. And why don't we just say that the 3 exits to this room are all on the corners of the triangle. So it's not a perfect triangle. I'm drawing a little sketch here so I remember. And this was special room 3. So which door am I going to take? I think I'm going to stop here and maybe write up a little narration, and then I'll come back and do some more dungeon exploration with this character next time. I enter a short passage, only a few feet long. There's a lighted chamber up ahead. At the end, I find a room with carved, mildly disorienting patterns on the stone walls. There's a sarcophagus in the center with a flask of liquor sitting on the lid. A man leans lazily on it, examining a small glass bottle. Suddenly, I have a flash of memory. The plague. The bottle contains the plague. It was my own mishap with a similar bottle like that ultimately led me to the other. This won't end well. I draw a scroll from my belt and unfurl it. Hey, where are you? He slurs. He's drunk. You can't be here. Oh, he's angry. Drunk, but angry. And with surprising speed, he pulls a knife and he's on me. For a second, I think he must have slit me open, but somehow it's just a scratch. I take a step back, holding the scroll before me, and I recite the arcane words, calling upon the daemon of capillaries. The drunken thief coughs and he begins to choke on his own blood, but it's not enough. He's still up. Erm lunges and takes a chunk out of his flank. This dog thing is small but vicious. The thief swipes at me again with his knife, but he misses. With a desperate swing, I manage to hit him in the temple with the carved fever bone in my hand, and he falls, dead. Looking around the room, I can see that it's triangular in shape. These carved patterns on the walls make it appear to be a square at first glance. And there's a door at each corner of the triangle. The one directly across from the exit passage has an arrow stuck in it. The ceiling is high, dark, and shadows, but I hear a faint whispering. I grab a torch from one wall and hold it higher. Along the ceilings are some twisty branches, almost fleshy, and the whispers come from them. It appears they have grown through each doorway, up along the ceilings, and they're converging on a path stretching towards the exit. I search the dead man's pockets. He has no coin, but he does have a small piece of parchment folded up in one pocket with an official seal. A bearer bond that can be cashed in Schleswig. He also has a small vial of red liquid in the other pocket, some sort of poison. I note that his knife is coated in a similar colored residue on the blade. Good thing he missed. So I pocket these items, toss the liquor flask in my pack, look around. Now, which door should I choose? Oh, perhaps perhaps the arrow leads the way. Thanks for listening to the Arcane Alienist podcast. The music you're hearing is Come and Get It by Scott Holmes Music. The cover art is by Dave Bone. Be sure to check out his stuff at ironseer.com. You can leave me a message. I have my SpeakPipe account linked to the show description. You can also send me an email at arcane.alienist@gmail.com. Just embed a voice memo, or I'll just read the text to your email during a future episode. Once again, thanks so much for listening.